Hello guys, a very good evening to all of you. I welcome you all at OLYMP Trade's today's webinar. Today is a very special day guys, as most of you must already know that today the NFP data is going to be released at 7 p.m. according to the Indian Standard Time. And if you want to check it according to your local time, just go to the economic calendar. There you will find the non-farm payroll data time when it is going to be released in your local time. And also today we are going to discuss a very special strategy, which is one of my favorites also, Kind-Martin strategy. And in the Kind-Martin strategy, we will be learning how to use that strategy in Forex as well as fixed time trading modes, guys. Hi, good evening, Bhimji, Satish, good evening. Good evening, Jaspal, Ziauddin, Raviji, Rahul. Good evening. I welcome you all. Alright, so Kind-Martin strategy, guys. How many of you have already used the Kind-Martin strategy? Please mention in the live chat. And also, how do you like the strategy? What are the results? Please use the live chat to communicate. How many of you have already used it? Kind-Martin strategy, parabolic indicator in particular. How many of you have already used the parabolic indicator? Hi Vivek, good evening. Smart Gadgets, hi, good evening. Hello Deepak, hi Carlos. Okay, so how many of you have already used the Kind-Martin strategy, guys? Please mention in the live chat. Also in particular, the parabolic indicator. How many of you have already used? Hi Sunil, Akash. Hello Aman. Okay, Ziauddin ji, in the Kind-Martin strategy, the most important indicator which we are going to learn and use is the parabolic only. SEBI actually did not ban crypto and NFT, just the rules and regulations are tightened a bit. Yes, we will be doing it live, Bheem, today. Great, great. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your response. So yes, today we are going to use the Kind-Martin strategy. There are certain rules and regulations which I will be telling you, which you will be using along with the strategy. Parabolic indicator. All right, perfect. Great. Okay. Also, at 7 p.m., the NFP data is going to be released. So that will also be a highlight of the day for this webinar. Parabolic is best. Yes, it is. It is one of my favorites. I have been using it since very long and I love the results which I get using the Kind-Martin strategy. Just give me one moment, guys. All right. Okay. So Kind-Martin strategy you will find in the strategy section. Click on the strategy section. Here under the advanced strategies you will find Kind-Martin. So the Kind-Martin strategy is a time-checked approach. The parabolic SAR and MACD indicators are used here. Their mutual configuration suggests a favorable moment to open a trade. This strategy is very effective during prolonged trend periods with moderate market volatility. Maybe later on you can watch this video also. Great, good to know, Bhim. All the best. Yeah, we will be talking about my Forex trade as well. First of all, let us understand the Kind-Martin strategy. So now we have applied the strategy. So the basic rule here, it tells us that we need to make the trade whenever the parabolic dot is shifting its position, guys. Whenever the parabolic dot is shifting its position, at that point you will need to enter into a particular trade. For example, here we can see that right now where my cursor is placed, the parabolic dot has changed its position. Earlier it was forming below the candle, but now it changed its position to the top of the candle. And also here we can see that the MACD has gone below the zero line. The yellow cloud has gone below the zero line. The green line has intersected the red line. So this is a favorable entry point. Right at this point, you can enter into a downside trade for 2 to 3 minutes. See, I personally follow this particular rule that I make the trade on the very first and the second dot. So as soon as the parabolic dot shifts, I try to make the trade and try to get the initial movement as the parabolic shifts. So let us try to make some live trades. Let's see where the parabolic dot is shifting. Alright, in the basic dollar index, I think we can see, yeah, the parabolic dot has shifted, so I'm entering into a 1 minute downside trade here. Guys, I will be using martingale. Most of you, I think, will already be aware about how to use the martingale principle. I personally always use the martingale principle since it always gives me profits. So we have entered into the trade here. If we win this trade, guys, then I will continue with the same amount, and if we lose this, then I will increase the trade amount for the next trade. So let us wait for this trade to close. Sometimes you might face a situation where you will lose the trade in the very last second. So don't get demotivated if anything like this happens. Okay, so this trade, it did not go in our favor, so I'm going to try again in some other asset, and I will use the martingale principle now. Okay, in Europe Composite Index, we can see that the parabolic dot has recently shifted. Also, we can see that the candles are getting rejections from below. So I think it is a good opportunity to enter into an upside trade here. Again, the time frame I'm selecting here is 1 minute. Guys, you can change the time frame. You can diversify the duration of your trades to 1, 2, or maybe 3 minutes also. Hello, hi Vijay. Bhim, you have to apply the strategy from the strategies section. You need to click on the technical analysis button. There you will find strategies, and there you can apply. So let us wait for this trade to close. If we win this trade, the previous loss will be recovered. All right. So guys, we won the trade and the loss is recovered. We are now in profit with $37. So now again I will return back to the basic amount. Hello Ravi, good evening. The future of OLYMP trade in India, I would say it is very bright. The number of traders are growing day by day, and also OLYMP trade is one of the biggest brokers worldwide. Also, majority of the Indian traders prefer OLYMP trade. I personally like OLYMP trade, and I've been trading on the platform since the last 7 to 8 years now, and I can very proudly say that I am a very proud user of the platform, guys. It is one of the best. Okay, so now let us try to enter into one more trade. So I will again now return back to the basic amount, which is 50 USD, USDT. Okay guys, here we can see that a dragonfly doji candle has appeared. Oh, I missed. So I was supposed to make this trade in the upward direction, but by mistake I entered into a downward direction. So now I'm using the martingale principle here and entering the trade in the upward direction for 100 so that I recover the loss. Because according to technical analysis here, candlestick action, this was a dragonfly doji candle. The next candle was a green one, which was a confirmation for the upside movement. That is why I was going for an upward trade. So let us wait for these trades to close. भीम जी, you have to make the trade when the parabolic dot is shifting. जब parabolic का dot अपना position shift कर रहा है तब आपको trade करना है. So we won this trade as well. By mistake we entered into the downward trade. So this was entered by mistake. However, the upward movement, it went in our favor and we again made profit of $34 here. Okay, also the parabolic has shifted here, so I will again make an upward trade here now for 2 minutes. Again, let us wait for this trade to close. Also guys, are you excited for the NFP data? I would give you certain rules for the data. Like if you are going to trade on the NFP data, do not invest more than 10% of your total capital in one particular trade. For example, if my capital is 77,000 USDT, I will not invest more than 7,000 USDT in one trade. You should understand this risk management, and there is this strategy in NFP where what we can do is even before the data is released, we can enter into two trades, one in the upward direction, one in the downward direction, and either way the price will go, we will get profits only. So I have entered into two trades here. I would change the amount, however, I will again enter it with different amounts. I'll show you guys. Let us wait for this trade to close. Then we will decide on to whether we have to increase the trade amount in the next trade or we have to continue with the same amount. So guys, as we can see that the strategy is good, the accuracy is good, and we are winning the trades here. You just have to stick to the rules. Like you have to make the trade as soon as the parabolic dot is shifting. On the very first or the second dot maybe. Trade duration can be 1 or 2 minutes. There is nothing much to explain about NFP, Ziauddin. I mean, the NFP data, it is short for non-farm payrolls. It gives you the employment situation of the US economy, like how many jobs were added in the previous month. If the data is positive, it has a positive impact on the US currency. If the data is negative, it has a negative impact. However, we cannot predict the data with high accuracy. So what we can do is, even before the data is released, we can enter into two trades, one in the upward direction, one in the downward direction, and either way the price will go, we can get some profits if we trail the stop loss smartly, which I will show you in today's webinar. We will do it live. Yeah, you can do it on Euro USD as well, since the USD currency will be getting the impact here. So any currency pair with USD in it, you can trade on the NFP data release. Also guys, again, do not enter more than 10% of your total capital in one single trade. Even if you are going to trade on the NFP, do not make a trade with more than 10% of your total capital. Vivek, you can choose any of the currency pairs. However, I am using the AUD USD today. So let me show you how you can make the pending orders also. AUD USD. So just before 5 minutes, the data is released. I will enter into two trades, one in the upward direction, one in the downward direction. Also, guys, let me tell you this very clearly. Like, this carries the risk also. Okay, so if you want to trade with me here live on the NFP, let me tell you very clearly that there is this risk also here that your both trades might also go into losses if the movement is very volatile. However, it is very unlikely that anything like such would happen, but it is still a possibility. So if you want to trade, you are doing it at your own risk. Okay, and again, do not risk more than 10% of your total capital, guys. So that would be very uh, financially feasible, okay, financially sound. So do not enter more than 10% of your capital in one trade. And okay, we'll do it live just 5 minutes before the data is going to release. What kind of problem you are facing, Rohan? Please elaborate. What issue are you facing, Rohan? I mean, why are you not able to connect? What is your status, account status? Is it expert, advanced, or starter? Okay, guys, if you have any questions regarding the kind Martin strategy, please ask in the live chat. See, Nikhil, best multiplier, it depends, it entirely depends upon the situation and the asset you are choosing. Okay, so I would say that go for the 500 multiplier only and only when you are very sure about the movement. Otherwise, there is a very small margin of error here. Like, if even if slightest the price goes against you, then also your uh, entire investment could be lost. So just in 10 minutes now the data will be released. Hello Ankur, hi, good evening. Guys, is the kind Martin strategy clear to all of you? Again, let us try to make a few more trades. Hi Vishnu, hi, good evening. Yes, you can apply the RSI as well, Jasper Foundation, and the settings you can change also. Like, you go in the indicator section, oscillator section, click on RSI. By default, the RSI is applied with period 14. However, if you are willing to do short term trading, you can change the RSI period to maybe 7 or even 4. Okay, so whenever the RSI goes in the oversold or overbought region, at that point you can enter into the trade. We will be doing it live as it goes. Madhav Rider and Aryan, yeah, we will be placing the trades in few more minutes. Again, guys, let me tell you that do it on your own risk, as there might be a possibility that your amount, you can also lose your amount. There is a loss possibility as well. Okay, so do not enter more than 10% of your capital, or I would say even 5%. So it depends upon your risk appetite. 10% is the maximum cap here, I would say. Okay, so multiplier that we are going to choose will be 500. since the multiplier is 500 and the error of margin is very less, we will not apply the stop loss here. Guys, is the kind Martin strategy clear? If anyone has any doubts regarding the kind Martin strategy parabolic, please feel free to ask in the live chat. It's a very good and a very easy to use strategy. You will get a lot of entry points, a lot of trades. One of my personal favorites. So just in a few minutes, we will be making the NFP trade. I am now enabling the orders here. Again, guys, do not enter with more than 10% of your total capital. We have to do it in Forex, not FTT. I am planning to hold the trade at least for a couple of hours. Again, the risk, the error margin here is very less, so do not apply any stop loss on your trade. Otherwise, it is highly possible that your stop loss level will hit and you will be exited from your trade. Okay, so just in 1 minute, our trades will be applied. So yeah, now two trades. Automatically, we have entered into two trades now. So the commission here was approximately 20%. So now let us wait for the data to be released. Alright, so just in 4 minutes the data will be released and we might be seeing a very sharp movement on either one of both sides. Sometimes kind Martin shows upward and parabolic SR also shows up, but the trade fails by reversing. Okay, it might be possible that sometimes the trade will not go in your favor. You can use the martingale technique, to make your situation profitable at that point. Do you understand how to use the martingale, Jasper? If not, I will explain again. Okay, guys, just in a few more minutes, the NFP data will be released, and let's just hope for the best. Nikhil, I started with, initially I also lost, I lost a couple $1,000, but after that I again started with an investment of, I remember, 3,000 USD, and since that day I have never looked back, and since that day I have already generated a lot of profit. first deposit, I remember it was for 500 USD, which I lost, and I remember it was my college fee. So I advise you all, so do not use the non-disposable income in trading, and do not use the money that you have borrowed from someone in trading. Pressure while you are trading. Now we are waiting for the NFP data release, guys. That is why I'm telling you, do not invest more than 10%. Just in 2 more minutes, the data will be released, and most likely we will be seeing a sharp movement in either upward direction or in the downward direction. Let's hope for the best. Alright guys, it is just a matter of 1 more minute now. If you have any questions regarding the kind margin strategy also, please, you can ask in the live chat, guys. Please feel free to ask. We made almost a profit of $150 using the kind margin strategy in today's webinar, and we'll enter into a few more trades. Let us now focus on the NFP data. It is now a matter of just a few more seconds. The data will be released any second now. As soon as we lose entire 100% on one of the trades, we will shift the stop loss of the second trade to 0%. Okay, for example, I shifted my stop loss here to 0%. So now I will hold on to this trade, and I will trail my stop loss. Now I am trailing it to 50%. Okay, apply 100% now, apply 50% stop loss. We are now trailing it. We are now trailing the stop loss, guys. Okay, 150 now, 50 now, so that at least we are getting the profits here. Okay, going good as of now. Or if you want, you can set your stop loss to 100%. Yeah, so I think I will set my stop loss now to 100%. Click on apply and leave the trade as it is. Alright guys, so let's just wait for a while. Now we are in a situation where we will not be suffering any loss. Okay, because the lost amount, the worst case scenario would be that we will not be suffering any loss. If the 100% stop loss is hit, then it will be a no profit, no loss situation. And if you are willing to take more risk, do not apply the stop loss at 100%. You can go with 0 also. It all depends upon your risk appetite, guys, again. Okay, your risk appetite. So if you are willing to take 50% risk on your invested amount, then hold on to this trade. Otherwise, if you want to be on the safer side, then you can shift your stop loss to 100%. Risk appetite, guys. How much risk are you willing to take? If you want to take risk, then you can stop loss. If you don't want to take the risk, right, guys, we can now see the movement going good. Okay, so I think I will now leave my trade here with a stop loss of 0%, and let us now focus again on the kind Martin strategy, guys. I'd suggest you, if you want to take more risk, then you can shift your stop loss to 0. And if you are not willing to take much risk, then you can shift your stop loss to 100% from this position. Or if you want to book profits, you can even exit right now. However, I suggest that you should hold on to your trade. Okay, now I'm shifting to 200%. At least $500 from this trade. Because much risk. So my trade was exited at this point with a profit of $484. Guys, do let me know in the chat box if you are still holding the trade. If you are willing to take risk, then you can shift your stop loss to 0 and hold on to your trade. I mean, it all depends upon your risk appetite. How much risk are you willing to take? Whosoever is still holding the trade, please mention in the live chat what is your current stop loss level. Guys, again I'm telling you, it has a lot more potential. Okay, I closed my trade here at 200%, but it holds a lot more potential. It can even go up to maybe 1000% also. So if you are willing to take the risk, then you can shift your stop loss to 0 and hold on to your trade. Only if you are willing to take the risk here. Otherwise, if you want to book the profits, right now also is a good position. You can book your profits now. You are welcome, Jaspalji. Rahul, great result. Very good. Yeah, the result was good this time, Nikhil. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, any doubts on how we shifted the stop loss or anything you wish to ask, please use the live chat. I would appreciate your questions, your doubts. And also, if anyone is still holding the trade, do mention in the live chat what is your current stop loss level. 135%, not bad, but you could have earned more. %135 is not bad, but you could have earned more. Okay, guys, who has shifted their stop loss to 0% and still holding the trade? Do mention in the live chat. I would like to know whomsoever is still holding the trade.